Hi. So I've decided to start sharing a book a week that a number of clients who I've talked to have found to be useful in seeing things just a little bit differently, particularly around the concept of depolarization or coming to a more cooperative and respectful place in relationships with other people, particularly those who we disagree with, which I think a lot of us are experiencing right now. And it doesn't feel as though our culture uh, is incentivizing us to find better and better ways to talk to each other. Um, it seems to actually be incentivizing us to only interact with and invest time and energy into those who already agree with us. And I have a lot of concern about that. And it doesn't seem to stay even contained to political issues or relationships. It seems to be seeping into familial relationships, parents and children, spouses, partners, coworkers. People seem to be feeling less hope that they can have a meaningful and productive relationship with someone who they have a deep-seated disagreement with. And so one book that's been around for a long time is The Anatomy of Peace by the Arbinger Institute. It's kind of set up interestingly. It has a format that some people really like and even prefer to other self-help sort of books that are mostly nonfiction and kind of talk about strategies and methods and models. This one is in story form. So regardless, I really like the models that they use. So I'll try putting this, you won't be able to see it very well on the screen, I don't think. I'll include a picture that you can see that shows the Peacemaking Pyramid. But essentially what it's showing is that on the widest parts of the pyramid is where we have the most potential to help and to encourage change. And those are the portions that don't have anything to do with changing anyone else. They don't have anything to do with somehow pressuring or coercing or even persuading people to do less of what we think is harmful, but instead is about how we change our way of being so that we can model what we hope to see, as well as hopefully do some good, even when we're very discouraged about or concerned about the impact of the efforts of other people around us. And so let me just read to you these little snapshot lesson summaries that they offer toward the end of this book. It says, Lesson 1, most time and effort should be spent at the lower levels of the pyramid. The very top of the pyramid is correction and teaching. It is important sometimes to do those things, but what the book explains is that the odds of us being able to be effective in those capacities are almost entirely reliant on our effectiveness at the lower levels. And those lower levels include things like building relationships with other people, getting outside of our own boxes and obtaining a heart of peace, listening and learning from other people, especially those who we disagree with. Lesson 2. The solution to a problem at one level of the pyramid is always below that level of the pyramid. So, for example, if you want to build a relationship with someone effectively, you have to first get yourself out of the box, out of your own boxes, and obtain a heart of peace. Otherwise, you aren't going to be open enough, receptive enough, engaged enough. You're going to be very self-absorbed and preoccupied with your own pain and your own fear. And when that happens, we're not in a position to promote good relationship building. And then lastly, lesson 3 is my effectiveness at each level of the pyramid depends on the deepest level of the pyramid, my way of being. So again, everything comes back to how consistently, how sustainably, how effectively am I able to stay in this place of peacemaking and love. And next time I want to talk about Martin Luther King's, I think it's a collection of essays called Strength to Love. And I think there's a sermon titled that the collection is named after. But what he does a wonderful job of explaining is that this is not a passive kind of love. This is not a, don't worry about all the suffering in the world and what's happening. This is because we care so much about the suffering, let's be as effective as we can at actually promoting change. And the one thing that we always have control and predictability over is our ability to show up in that way. Like, we can always learn to do that better and better. And yes, that does improve the world a little bit at a time. And if all of us are doing that at a more mass scale, it will make a big difference. So anyway, I'll talk about that next time.